All right, welcome back. Today we are breaking down the episode 7 trailer for It Welcome to Derry. And let's get right into it. All right, this trailer starts off with Dick having a vision in the woods. But what's he doing in the woods? Last time we saw him, he was in the black spot and it's about to get burned down. So I'm guessing he escaped and spent the night hiding out or passed out and woke up later. Now on to the vision. We see the carnival barker from the 1908 traveling circus introducing Pennywise the dancing clown before it took over his form. This is actually Bob Gray. Now, is this the vision that Dick's currently seeing? I think so. And as you can see, the kids absolutely love him. That's what makes the clown so attractive to it. All his previous forms have been dark and scary. Too scary. So the clown is a form he can use to get children closer to him. Then he can turn into whatever he wants. Scare them, get their meat nice and salty, and voila. Now, Pennywise is a physical comedy act. He comes out stumbling and the children find it hilarious. You can even see Periwinkle's arm waving as he enters. He then does his signature Pennywise dance as the red balloons drop down behind him. As simple as this dance is, it is creepy as hell. And I love that the original Pennywise, the dancing clown, did it. And for whatever reason, it does it, but he angrily does it. Like when he does it, he's got a creepy, angry look on his face. Like nobody dances angry. If you dance, you're happy most of the time. An angry dancer is just hilarious. And it gets a little scary. And as he does his signature dance, red balloons drop down behind him. Not quite floating yet, but they will be soon. Then we see him looking to the side kinda creepily, along with his wooden beaver buddy. Now I've been recapping a ton of The Boys episodes recently, and so my first thought is Buster Beaver. So if this beaver actually plays a role somehow and I have to mention him again, he's Buster Beaver from now on. Next we see Dick inside a military tent, still struggling with his shine and all the new voices going on in his head overwhelming him. Now, was the 1908 circus in the same woods that he's in or nearby it? They say the black spot is pretty far off base. And we know that the air base isn't inside Derry, so maybe the black spot is. Anyways, Dick's in the tent, and I think he's having visions from the night before, because next it cuts to a tense standoff between the Bowers-led vigilante group and everyone else inside the black spot, both sides holding each other at gunpoint. They say they want Hank and they'll leave, but I think it's safe to say that's exactly what's not gonna be happening. Next we see Dick in the woods in a similar shot to what we saw in the mid-season trailer, because there's 2 dead bodies behind him. I'm assuming they're dead. And in the mid-season trailer, it showed like 4 or 5, what I assume are dead bodies because the guy in the top corner was burned, are attacking him. Now, in the last episode, he said the dead people he sees leaves him alone for the most part if he doesn't acknowledge them. So it looks like he acknowledges them somehow, or something happens because they don't just see him, they're converging on him. They are attacking him, they are touching him against his will, and that's a no-no. Then we get a flashback of Periwinkle and her dad, Bob Gray. He asks to see her bow, and she performs one along with playing her cute little trumpet. You can see his wig behind him next to the mirror, and he has his costume hanging up in the corner. I'm not sure why he only has part of his face painted. I'm guessing Periwinkle came in and interrupted him, and that's probably why he left her. And that's where the daddy issues started. Now, this scene does feel a little more personal than the other Pennywise scenes, so I'm guessing this probably isn't part of Dick's vision. More than likely, I think this is just a memory of Mrs. Kirsch that she's having before she goes to the black spot. Last we saw, she was getting dressed up to go see her dad, Pennywise, so I guess it would kind of make sense for her to think back and reminisce on the good times before showing up to participate in a mass murder with him. Next, we're inside the black spot and we see a Molotov cocktail being thrown, and that is what starts the fire. Next, we see more of Pennywise dancing on stage as flowers sprout up from the ground. Now, funny note, when it took over as Pennywise, he's always had that huge bulbous forehead. And I think it's cool as fuck that they dropped a little Easter egg on why he actually looks like that. The wig Bob Gray wears has that big white piece of fabric that acts like a bald cap underneath the orange hair, and Pennywise, doing his best to replicate Bob Gray's clown in every detail, gives himself that giant forehead just to complete the look. He doesn't understand why it's there, he's just copying his appearance. If he did, he probably wouldn't be making himself look like Megamind for no reason. But the kids do love it, so it's obvious why he took the form that he did. Now my guess is Hank's gonna die in this fire, and that's why Dick's with Ronnie. She probably ran to him and he rescued her. Or he ran back in and rescued her. Something. I don't know. What do you want from me? Then we see Pennywise reaching his hand out, a shot we've already seen countless times, as well as Ingrid doing the same thing twice last week. Once to Mabel before she sacrificed her, and once to Lily before Lily cut her hand open and ran away. Except this time we see a continuation of the shot, and a child's hand reaches out and grabs it. By the looks of it, I'm gonna guess it's either Ronnie or Will. Now at the end of chapter 1, Pennywise made the Losers Club a deal. He said he'd let all of them go if they handed over Bill. So this could be a similar situation, as we've already heard him say, "take my hand" in previous trailers. Now in the books, Ronnie is one of the voices that Bev hears coming from the sewer. So we all kind of always assumed that she wasn't going to make it. And now my guess is she's going to sacrifice herself so the rest of her friends can get away. Her dad's going to die. She's going to be like, "Oh, I have nothing left to live for. I'm so sad." And she's probably going to sacrifice herself so her friends can get away. Or that could be Will's arm. And he's doing the same thing, sacrificing himself to save the rest of them. He did have that big scene last episode where he said he wasn't going to leave his friends behind or get them killed like Leroy did, causing Leroy to slap the shit out of him. So it would make sense that maybe that is foreshadowing to him sacrificing himself to save everybody. I know technically everyone thinks he's supposed to grow up and be Mike's dad. Who knows? I sure the fuck don't. What do you expect from me? I'm just guessing. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comments. I hope the audio wasn't too bad. Next week, everything will be back to normal again. If you haven't yet, please take a quick second, like the video, subscribe to the channel. It means a lot to me. I greatly appreciate you guys for being here, and I'll see you next week.